Sorry for the delay in the message, but yes, this looks great. You've already seemed to have filled it in, which is amazing, and you've popped it in on a weekly. So, couple of things to the check-in. So if we click to page 1, the biggest bit for me is definitely the biofeedback. So there you've got all of your headings here. So a general overview of what your week has been like. So just literally an overview. Has it been a good week, a bad week, crazy week? The training and cardio, what have you been up to? What training sessions have you hit? How have you found them? Have you felt fatigued? Have you felt great? Recovery and sleep, how has that been? So have you been recovering well from your sessions? Has your sleep pattern been good? Has it been disruptive? How many hours are you roughly getting? Is a little bit further down, obviously, in the other side of the check-in. But what's the quality been like? Generally, how have you felt? Meals and choices, what sort of things have you been choosing to eat? Is there things that you really like? Is there things that you perhaps don't? Where have you maybe not chosen some optimal meals? So for example, if you really fancy a takeaway on a Saturday night, we might potentially see some patterns that's something that we look at. It might be linked to something else. Hunger and appetite, so a really big one. Feedback into how hungry you felt, and also if you haven't felt hungry, what sort of time of day you like to eat, when you generally feel hungrier, less, especially as I don't manage your calories. Important to see that we can fluctuate that. Mood and motivation, generally how are you feeling, your energy levels, stress and hormones kind of tie in with that one as well. In particular as women, where you are in your cycle is really useful to know, just because obviously hormones do affect all of those things as well. Knowing when to pull back is really, really important. And then I really want you to focus on what wins we've had this week. Like for example, I can say this week I've seen you have obviously been out and about getting some decent walks in, and you've really hit your sessions, things that you have done well, and maybe some focus of the week. Maybe you have decided you'd like to focus more on being on social media less, or you might have something in your mind that you want to focus on this week coming up. And then any other business, sometimes we have crazy stuff that goes on. The things that land in other can usually be, for me, is like a social occasion or something like that. So then we have the second part of the check-in, which is obviously optional. Great to see you had completed that. So you're kind of getting the idea on your set point there. So I can see you filled it in. So what I want to do is, like, on an average of 1 to 10, if you had to mark yourself of the meals that you wanted to set that you have hit, how good have you been day by day? If I had to score you a 1 out of 10 for being absolutely useless, and if you were a 10 out of 10 because you've hit every meal you planned, you feel really full and great, that type of thing. Have you hit protein with every meal? Same thing. Scoring 1 would be, nah, I've had no protein at all, and 10 would be, yeah, absolutely, every meal's had protein with it. Training, like, where have you been? Again, oh, my training was a bit cruddy this week, so you might be a 1 or a 2, or it's been epic and you have smashed your training sessions, or maybe just pop in the number of sessions that you want. Average sleep per night, always good to know. Like I said, pop a note about the quality up above. Social occasions, if you have any, had any. Steps, pop your daily average in, or your weekly average. So obviously that'd be 67,000 divided by 7. And you weight upon wake. You can either choose to do this. I weigh myself more than once a week, only because mine fluctuates madly, especially with stress. So I actually find it mentally a good thing for me to measure my weight like every other day or every 3 days, because I tend to find trends on average either go up or down, and things like my sleep, my recovery massively affect. My weight jumps up massively when I am stressed, and then obviously you've got the option to pop your measurements in as well. As we know, scale weight is one thing, and we are on a fat loss journey. Fat loss is not necessarily weight loss, so it's really important as well if you can do your measurements. And the examples of the great check-in photos that you can do are on the all clients template in the drive. So I hope that helps. Obviously, if you've got anything at all, please holler at me. All the check-in sheets are a little bit different, so this one is just specific for you, Zoe.